All right, hello everyone. My name is Bianca Brooks, and you're now watching Trading Photos. We have a very special guest today, who is also a returning guest today. Welcome to the show, Tomike.
Thank you for having me. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Excellent. I am excellent. Glad to be here. And thank you for inviting me back.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you here. Can you believe it's been 5 years since our last interview?
No, not at all. 5 years. Wow, it goes by fast, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, you're looking well.
Thank you so much, and so do you, sir.
Thank you. I try. You know, it's hard out here in these streets.
Yes, yes. So, Tomike, tell us about yourself. What have you been up to?
Well, I mean, since the last time we spoke, I moved to Jersey, so I love it. It is a complete 180 from where I was.
Wow, you moved to
Yeah,
Jersey and you
I
love
did.
it? You left New York?
Yeah, I left New York. Had to.
Oh.
No, just the peace and quiet I experience now, and then I have a wonderful place where I get to see a view of Manhattan from my windows. It's so serene and the quiet. For the first 6 months, it took me just a while, just being accustomed to how nice and quiet it was. When I was living in the city, it's always something going on, sirens, loud people arguing, people driving by in booming systems, just all sorts of noise. And I lived by LaGuardia Airport, so I would hear the planes constantly
Oh, yeah.
over my place. But now, so I enjoy it. It's a nice change of pace. Yeah.
Okay, wow. I just had to tilt my head. I'm like, you left New York?
Yeah,
And you're
listen,
happy?
I'm loving it.
But you know what? Listen, if you like it, I love it. That's good.
That's what's up. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I still have to come here for business, and I have a daughter here, so you know,
All right, well, it
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So tell us what else you've been up to.
I got a few projects coming down the pike. Number one is Weekend at the Agamemnons, starring Austin Pendleton. Such a change of pace for me in terms of acting because it's a dark comedy, which I've never done before, and I think when it is released and people are able to see it, they'll enjoy it. Super proud of that. Also, Ooch Life, which was written and directed and produced by Kendria Norman. So that's coming. That's starring Stunna Dior, who plays my daughter in the project. So super looking forward to that coming out and people experiencing it. And yeah, a couple other things coming. That I'm not quite at liberty to say quite yet. But we've been cooking. Out here. I don't let any grass really grow under my feet. I just like to keep it moving. And just since the last time we spoke, I've learned to kind of like just let things come out and then let it speak for itself as opposed to like letting people know. It's just better that way, you know what I mean? And I guess that's just wisdom, you know what I mean, just becoming older. But, I'm quite blessed. Quite
Well,
blessed.
I'm happy to hear that. And I actually think that is wisdom, what you're mentioning, because that reminds me of an actor who said that they did a project and then they said it didn't happen and they told everybody to tune in and it didn't happen. So
Yeah,
I'm like, I like the fact that you said that. I'm like, good. Because,
yeah.
once it comes out, people will be able to see it.
Right, right. And I've made that mistake many times. I mean, I'm human like everyone else is. And, you live and you learn. You know what I mean? And, I'm in a wonderful space, wonderful place. God is good. You know what I mean?
All the
So
time.
yeah, all the time. Oh yeah, shout out to Shadows, Amazon Prime. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but yeah, that's streaming. So go watch it.
Wonderful. We will
Yeah,
definitely check it out.
yeah,
And I'm so happy to hear that you're working after the strike because
yeah.
that, for actors, just felt like such a long, I mean, I know it was 6 months, but it just felt like such a long
You
period of
know, I
time.
got lucky because we shot Weekend at the Agamemnons during the strike. Because SAG-AFTRA was giving waivers to filmmakers that wanted to shoot stuff, and so they had to get special permission to do so. I was fortunate enough to get a call and say, "Come on, we want you." So
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
yeah.
Do you feel like, because I know that for a lot of actors, it felt like a long period. Did you feel like it was like a long period of time
Yeah,
during the strike?
definitely, definitely. And shout out to like my union members that were on the front lines, picketing every day. I would watch it and be amazed that these people had the fortitude to go out every day, yell, scream, and rant. You know what I mean? For my rights as a SAG-AFTRA member. So shout out to them. You know, but yeah, it was a long time, and I'm glad we got through it. I'm glad it's over. Now we can move on and start making art again.
Yeah, and it was actually a historic strike too, because the writers and actors, it was their first time striking in how many years was it?
Oh, I don't even I don't even know, but it was quite a while. And yeah, the simultaneous strikes, like I said, we all took a hit, but it's all about the long run, all about the long term. You know what I mean? Yeah, especially concerning like things like AI and
Yeah, that was concerning. I did hear
yeah,
about that.
and then just the revenue splits and the residuals, was also a huge concern. And we shall see in the coming months, what the result would be from the negotiations. But I'm glad everyone's getting back to work. Definitely.
Yes. And so tell the people who are watching, how important are residuals for actors?
Residuals are important. I'm gonna look right in the camera. Residuals are important, which is why I always kind of like post my old work on my social media so that people can tap back in. I've paid light bills, automobile insurance, off of my residuals, and I've been able to buy things and also take those proceeds and invest that. And make that money work for me and grow even more. So yeah, they are important. So I hope these producers, keep not wanting to be greedy. You know what I mean? Because there's enough money for everyone. Everyone can get a slice of that pie. There's enough money going around. So yeah,
I agree, and I do think that actors and writers should be paid a living wage for their art.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. So what's been going on with you?
What's been going on with me is I'm just excited to be back here in the studio to be interviewing
I
people.
appreciate it. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I'm glad to see you doing your thing as well.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Also, something that I wanted to mention,
Hmm.
I know that you were on Power. What
Yeah.
was it like? And, what did you learn from being on that set?
I learned from being on that set was the biggest thing was just to be kind to people. That's the biggest thing. Every series regular that I worked with, they were extremely kind, extremely professional, and I really enjoyed it. I spent 3 seasons on that show, and yeah, it was a wonderful experience. I can remember being in the trailer with, crazy story. So the day after Nipsey Hussle, lost his life, I had to shoot for season 6. And so I'm in the makeup trailer with Rotimi and the makeup artist, and that's what we're talking about. So I'm sitting directly like right beside Rotimi, just like, dang, that's messed up how Nipsey lost his life, whatnot. So you know that was crazy, like having to come in and shoot an episode like right after that happened. But yeah, I just remember that moment vividly, just showing up to the makeup trailer, and that was the buzz. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's one of many, many stories I have in this game the last about 20 or so years.
Well, I think that's wonderful that you, as a veteran, you have so many stories. Is there any chance that maybe you'll start a series and share these stories with us? A lot of people are doing their thing on the internet. So any chance, there'll be a series?
Um, anything's possible. There's a chance. There are a couple of people that have reached out to me to write a couple of things, which I'm diligently working on. Like I said, that'll be down the pike. But yeah, it is important that we all create our own work, because we cannot wait for someone to say yes. You can be your own yes, and that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned. This is not to wait on anyone. Sometimes you have to force the issue. There are people that do believe that things will come when you put in the work, but a lot of times you have to force the issue because there's a lot of rejection. You know what I mean? No matter how good you are, how talented you are, it doesn't matter. At some point, you're going to be told no. How do you pivot? You know what I mean? How do you recover, from being told no, no, no all the time? And sometimes you're being told no when you don't even know it. You know what I mean? For instance, like when your agent or manager or yourself, when you submit for something and you don't get called, that's rejection right there. It's not about just auditioning and being told no. So again, you gotta create your own work. You know what I mean? You have to commune with like minds and put your minds together and make some magic happen. And fortunately for me, I've had people over the years that have reached out and wanted to collaborate. You know, so yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. And I'm so happy that you said create your own work because oftentimes I hear people say, yeah, I auditioned for this and that and I didn't get it. And I'm just thinking to myself, I really want you to create your own work. Like, that's what I
Right.
think, like in the back of my head. So it's so interesting that you said that.
Right. Like I said, shout out to like Jermaine Smith. We shot Words Can't Explain. God, it seems like such like forever ago, but it was like within like the last year we shot that. He gave me a call. He was like, "Come on, I could use you." And I shot right down in Brooklyn. We shot it on location in Bed-Stuy. And yeah, so that's on YouTube. Check that out. But yeah, so people like him, and other creators out there, I just want to say keep on doing you. Don't take no for an answer, no matter what. That's just been my motto. So shout out to like the many creators out there that I know personally and those I don't know personally that are getting it done and not waiting on anyone to tell them yes.
I'm so happy to hear that. So now we see that there's been a huge rise in independent artists with
Right.
platforms such as Tubi. How do
Right.
you feel about that?
About which part? About Tubi?
No, 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 about the huge rise of independent artists.
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, it is wonderful. That means more opportunities for people, right?
Yes, it does.
It's almost as if you have a small business owner that goes out and creates a business and employs people. It's the same exact thing. Yeah, I think it's great. I think if you will, the renaissance of independent filmmaking is a great thing for the community. You know what I mean? It's giving people an opportunity to do things they would not ordinarily do. Now that we have these platforms such as the Tubies, YouTube's, Amazon Primes, I mean, it's created opportunity for everyone, and I'm grateful for it. But yeah. So yeah, basically, it's a good thing. It's a great thing, and I hope that more platforms are created so that we can get our voices out there even more. Because no one's gonna tell our story for us the way we want it told, right?
Exactly. Wonderful. So do you have anything else that you want to do? I know that a lot of actors also perhaps write or they dance. Do you have anything else going on?
Yeah. So like I said, I'm trying to get some writing done right now. I'm definitely gonna direct probably later on down the line. Because I've been on enough sets, whether
Oh,
that
so you're
be
going to join DGA.
sometime we'll see, like I said, I've been in this game for about 20 years now on stage and on camera, so I do have some experience. And actually, it's crazy. I was trained sort of in directing a little bit when I was an undergrad, so I do have that experience as well. But my main focus has been acting, and I've helped produce a couple of things, but yeah, we'll see. I do see myself directing later on down the line, and I'm definitely going to write. I've always been a writer. A lot of people don't know this, but like I'm primarily a writer at heart. I don't know if people notice, and sometimes I'll write poetry or rhymes, on my social media. It's one of the things I do to get things off my chest. You know what I mean? And I try to do that as eloquently as possible. Now, sometimes I do have to go to that dark side because, yin and yang, we're all human beings. But, it's all about the self-expression of it all at the end of the day. And sometimes people might like it, sometimes they might not. I do receive text messages and phone calls saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't have said this or that. But at the end of the day, the people that know me know who I am. They know what I'm about. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, whatever you choose to do, you have to express yourself. You can't keep it bottled in. And sometimes you do have to let people know not to play with you. I mean, it is what it is. You know,
Well, I'm very happy to hear that you write and you use that as a form of expression. I feel like that's so important.
as do I. You know, and right now, I'm teaching my daughter to hold her space, to let the world know that she's important. You know, I think that it's important that we pass that down to our children and to the generations. You know, like hold your space. You are important. You know what I mean? Like you have something to say. You have something to give. You have something to offer to make the world a better place, better than you found it. So yeah. So nowadays, that's what I intend to do. I'm minding my business. I'm drinking my water. I stopped going out so much. I'm at my house a lot. You know, because I just don't feel like.
You don't miss the outside?
I don't. To be honest with you, I don't. I'll pop out every now and then, but I don't. I enjoy peace. You know what I mean? So the less people that you can have in your business, the more peaceful it's going to be. You know, when I was younger, I wanted to be involved in everything and rip and run all over New York City. And now it's like, nah, I'm chilling. I'm at the house. I'm focusing on what needs to be focused on and getting things done. And I've made the progress. Because people can complain all day about their condition, but what are you doing about it? So part of my thinking was like, stop going out so much and being in the faces of people that don't care for you. Stay at home, study, you know what I mean? Get more savvy about financial literacy and investing and building your credit up so that on the personal side, you can have thousands of dollars of credit at your disposal. And then you can go on the business side and do the same thing. So that's what I've been focused on, just building myself up. So I don't have to answer to anyone. I don't have to go to someone and say, hey, do you have a role for me? Nah, I can produce my own thing. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it right now.
All right. Well, Tomike, we're so glad that you came on the show. You're an artist, a businessman, a family man, a man of wisdom. Please tell the people where they can find you on social media.
I can be found on Instagram at official Tomike OG. That's official Tomike OG. That's the best way to find me. Yeah, that's it.
Wonderful. And all right, everybody, thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching Trading Photos.